Hey, this is Todd Anderson with AV Nirvana, and today we're talking subwoofers, specifically SVS subwoofers and their brand new 4000 series of subs that was announced this past week. Now, we happen to be down in Fairfax, Virginia at the company's very first official nationwide launch event for the 4000 series, and we had a ton of fun. We got some great footage that we want to share with you, but first, let's talk a little bit about what we saw. Specifically, SVS had their new sealed or SB-4000 and ported PB-4000 subs on hand. They had the sealed version set up in a 2-channel room with their Ultra bookshelf speakers, and they had the ported version set up in a slightly larger room, all 3 ports open, paired up with their Ultra tower and Ultra center channel for some movie demos. Now, anybody who attended the event can speak to the subs' raw power. Both subs seemed more than capable of handling any small to medium to even medium large size room with ease. They look exactly like last year's uber popular 16-inch driver Ultra series of sealed and ported subs. We reviewed the sealed version of that Ultra sub. Simply fantastic performer, and we really expect nothing less from the new 4000 series of subs. Now, these launch events are really interesting because not only do they have those subs on hand, but they also have some smaller SVS systems that are really impressive, and for anyone who's attending, they have a chance to win some really cool things. In fact, someone down at the Fairfax event went home with a multi-channel system consisting of a SVS sub along with 5 surround channels. I believe they were prime elevations, and a Yamaha receiver. Some really cool gear. That person looked really happy. So if you have a chance to get to one of their launch events that are happening across the country over the next 2 months, definitely do it. It's not only a great chance to see their new gear in person, but you also get to meet some of the really cool folks from SVS and hear them talk about their equipment. So what we're going to show you today are a few images of the new 4000 series subs out in the wild at the Fairfax event, and show you a couple images of them in use. But for those of you who can't make it to one of these events, we took some footage of SVS President Gary Yacoubian giving a roughly 40-minute talk to the crowd that gathered at the Fairfax site. And he gives some really interesting insights into the company's philosophies, design philosophies, and the really cool tech that they've poured into these 4000 series subs, including super powerful DSP units, so powerful that they are calling their new ported sub, which has 3 ports, they're calling it a 3-in-1 sub, officially saying that this DSP, onboard DSP, actually has the ability to perform in a way that truly makes it 3 subs in 1. Now, if you're less interested in watching the video and you just want to read some facts about the new 4000 series subs, just click on the link in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and that will take you over to our website where we have a detailed article about the subs, and you can see some images right there. So I hope you stick around and enjoy the video.
I talk a lot, so I'm gonna let Gary do it tonight, but We're going to have fun tonight. Everybody participate. Gary does talk quite a bit as well, so I see Nick laughing at me. But we're going to have fun. I want you guys to all participate, ask questions. You know, we're here to have fun and blow some stuff up. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Gary Yacoubian. He's the CEO and president of our company. So thank you again for coming, and we'll get things rolling. So.
Hey, guys. What a great crowd. Thank you so much for coming. Really, this is an exciting day for us. We chose IQ Home Entertainment for this launch, and because I have a lot of history with this company. I do live in the DC area. I live in Maryland, so most of you are probably from Virginia. Don't hold it against me. I did find my way here. I just want you to know I get to travel all over our country and even all over the world, and I see retail stores of every type. And this company, IQ Home Entertainment, they really exemplify the highest level of professionalism. This is, I would say, the best place in DC or the DC area to get a great demo and get some really good professional advice. So I really want to thank Dave Glassman, Sean Brewer, and the team for allowing us to have our 4000 series launch event here at IQ. So it's an exciting day for all of us. I hope I'm going to try to make it as exciting as possible for you guys, because we've been working on this project for a long time. This is our 4000 series subwoofers. And I was thinking about what it means to me, and I've been with SVS 6.5 years. And most of what we've done as a team have been fresh, new products, meaning they didn't really replace anything. They were completely new ideas, and that is really exciting. When you're doing something that's a completely new idea, there's something about that blank slate that is really thrilling. Scary a little bit, but thrilling. So when we embarked on the 4000 series, which is replacing our 13 Ultra series, we thought to ourselves, wow, this will be like, you know, one hand tied behind our back. This is going to be so easy and so much fun. And nothing could have been further from the truth. Why? Is because our 13 Ultra series are and were absolutely phenomenal products. They won every award that you can win in the audio world. They won awards that aren't even in the audio award. They won the CES Innovations Award, which is, you know, is funny. The first time we won the CES Innovations Award, which is the SB-13 Ultra, there's this showcase of all these products, and there's like little wearables like a Fitbit, and there's this little small thing and that little small thing, and then our giant subwoofer sitting there in this showcase, and it was really cool, but it was completely baffling to a lot of these tech folks. But what it said to me was that this SB-13 Ultra and our 13 Ultra series in general was really, really special. And so the pressure was on to bring something out to the world that would actually top that. And it was a more exhaustive and challenging project than I expected, but I am totally thrilled with the result, and I take no credit for it. We have an awesome design, engineering, manufacturing team that made 4000 series a reality. I'm going to talk with you all about that. But for those who are not fully initiated into what SVS is, I'd like to talk just a little bit about who we are and what we stand for. Is that okay? Okay. So first of all, I want to say hi to, I know I talked about IQ Home Entertainment, and I'm thrilled to be here, but I also want to say hi to the Facebook Live people. Are there more than 124 now, Nick? I mean, 124. Might as well turn your phone off.
There's 1 million now, Gary.
1 million, okay, that's better. So, SVS, what do we stand for? I think our audio industry, the world that we live in, and I think a lot of you guys are enthusiasts in the world of audio, although I was really enjoying engaging a lot of the folks who came here tonight, because they were telling me, I'm new to this, or I didn't know about you guys, and then I sort of heard about you guys, and it was really cool. Because that's what we are. That's what we try to do. I think a lot of the audio industry, and I'm not poking any fingers at anybody, but I think a lot of it is predicated on a belief that great sound is only appreciated by a very narrow band of people. that the vast majority of people don't care about great sound. And frankly, in my life, I've been doing this my whole life, I've not found that to be true, and neither have any of my fellow team members at SVS. And by the way, neither have any of our friends here at IQ Home Entertainment. I think people love great sound. I can make my case. Those of you who've heard me present before know I have my ways of making the case. Live concerts are doing better than ever, and they're more expensive than ever to attend. Immersive movie experiences are at their absolute peak. I think I read somewhere 4 of the top 10 grossing movies of all time were released in the last 3 years. And they were over-the-top immersive experiences that, and anybody who's gone to a movie at a first-run theater knows, you're in, if you have a family, you're in for probably more than $100. And if you are on a date with someone like my wife who enjoys jujubes and popcorn and things like that, it could be $100 just for the 2 of you. This is a real investment, and there's a real appreciation for immersive experiences. And I think what's happened is we've kind of created this self-fulfilling prophecy that nobody cares about great sound, and so therefore we don't try to get people excited about great sound. So what we do at SVS is hopefully help everybody, not just a few people, not just a narrow band. Everybody know the definition of an audiophile, right? You've heard me say this if you've ever heard me speak. What's an audiophile? Mr. Weissman, what's the typical profile of an audiophile?
Old guy.
Old guy, lots of money, not so much money.
Depends on whether they are in a divorced marriage.
Good answer.
Right. So I would say the typical profile is, and you make your point, it's an older guy, probably wealthy, right? And to your point about family relationships, without totally driving that point home, are they experiencing their hobby with a whole group of joyous friends? No, they're sitting alone in the where? What's it called in between the 2 speakers?
Happy place.
The happy place is something else. The sweet spot, right? The sweet spot, right in that perfect place between the 2 speakers, and they're having this like religious experience. That's not who we are. We believe that if we approach the world in a more inclusive way, more people will appreciate great sound. That's really what we try to do at SVS, and we do that. We try to surprise and delight you with what you get for the price you pay, but then we also try to reach people in ways that are fun and try to have fun with it. And I was joking, I was talking with some folks that go to audio shows. I don't know how many of you all have been to any audio shows around the country. We were just at Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, which is one of the big audiophile shows that you get to go to if you do what I do, and I think there's something like 300 companies that exhibit there. But it's so dry and it's so focused on super expensive stuff, and we're like the guilty pleasure of Rocky Mountain Audio Fest. You know, we're like the people sneak in. You know, they're like hiding their faces because they just want to have a fun demo. You know, and maybe listen to something they can actually afford to have in their house. That's kind of what we stand for. Great sound, uncompromised, high performance, but maybe it's in the selection set of a lot more normal people. So that's really what SVS is all about. And to that end, I want to do a demo to prove the point. And what we're demoing today is something that I'm really excited about, as I said, our 4000 series subwoofers. This is our PB-4000. And to the Facebook Live folks, and this is only 124 of them, I don't feel as bad about this, because Nick, who's holding the camera, is telling me, don't do the same demos. They've all heard them. Although, why would you want to hear a demo on your phone? I don't get that one either. But we're going to do a demo that some of you may have already heard, which is from the DTS sampler disc. It's really a great demo. And I think it actually shows what's possible in home theater. So listen not just for the impact of the bass and the sound, but also please listen for the definition, for how convincing it is, how immersive it is. Surrender yourself to it, and then we'll talk about what we heard, and we'll especially talk about the products that we're introducing today. You ready? Keep talking?
Give me 15 seconds.
All right, why don't I walk through the system here?
Yeah, do that.
This is our, because Larry's very slow on the uptake today.
It's this player. It's a little slower.
No, don't criticize our partners here. Oh, you know what? This is a good moment for me to thank the folks at Yamaha, who very kindly, I don't know if they're here. There's Paul, my old friend.
Hey guys.
And, yeah, and just thanks to them, because they participated in this event just to support IQ, Home Entertainment, and us. And they also were kind enough to, not only are they providing the receivers for all the systems that we're using today, but they're also contributing a Dolby Atmos capable receiver for our grand prize giveaway. By the way, has everybody filled out an entry blank for the grand prize? If you haven't, please do, but only one. We give a lot of small prizes, and we caught a guy winning 2 prizes, and he was only one person, so it was really embarrassing for him. You want to say anything about the products that are on display? This is Paul Tamborelli, my old friend in the industry.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to be really quick. As he said, we're providing a lot of the audio here, so we think it's a good marriage. Yeah, Yamaha's been around 130 years, long time.
We haven't been.
And, you know, we make great stuff. We make $100,000 grand pianos. We know what instruments are supposed to sound like. We put that sound into our receivers, our sound bars, our wireless products, which will be around after the demos. And we can show you some of the things we're up to, some kind of new technologies that we're up to. So please come by and see us and enjoy the show.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. Yeah, I get to play with a lot of stuff at different trade shows and events like this, and I'm very impressed with the Yamaha stuff. And I really like the MusicCast technology. It's fun. I've played with it myself. It's great. So definitely enjoy that. Okay, are we ready? All right. Come back and talk with you about what we heard. So, just so you know, I can't tell the subwoofer to just give you guys the bass you want to hear. It's going to fill the entire cavity that we're in. This is a drop ceiling. I don't know how it at least goes as high up as that, and I think it actually goes higher than that. And we're going all the way out there, and this single subwoofer is energizing the entire store essentially with bass. That's a tall order, and we haven't said it's not even breathing hard, right, Larry? We could have cranked it up more, but there's children in the room, so we didn't want to do that. Let me talk a little bit. So, that's funny.
That's our youngest participant we've ever had at one of these events.
I know, and she's entered to win. It's a 1-year-old baby. But she only gets to keep the system. This is my joke. If she sets it up, that's the let's talk a little bit about how our event's going to work tonight. So I'm going to keep talking for probably another 20 minutes to 30 minutes. We'll do 2 more demos here with this main system. And then we're going to invite you to go out into the store. We have 2 more SVS experience zones. And then I think actually the Yamaha guys have a MusicCast experience zone, which I invite you to enjoy as well. That's our PB-4000, so this is the ported version of our 4000 series, and I'll talk about that a little bit. In that room, straight behind us, is it's a 2.1 system featuring our Ultra bookshelves and our SB-4000, so that you can experience the sealed version of the series. And then in this room right over here, we have our Prime Satellite 5.1 system. After my part of this ends, then you're just free to enjoy. There's some refreshments in the front. There's that experience zone, this experience zone. I'll hang out here and answer questions if you have any. And then there's also the Yamaha folks, their MusicCast experience zone. Then I'm going to watch you, and when you start looking a little aimless and bored, then we're going to pull back together, and we'll do the drawing for the full-on 5.1.2 Dolby Atmos capable system, including Yamaha receiver. So it should be a lot of fun. And I think I already asked you, everybody filled out the entry blank. And the Facebook Live people, what do they have to do, Nick, in order to win a prize?
Leave a comment and you'll
They have to say something wonderful about my presentation.
That's right.
The greatest amount of hyperbole wins the... No, it's completely at random. So can we talk about now the 4000 series? All right. So I did kind of frame this up as being about 13 Ultra, and it is replacing 13 Ultra. But the reality is, I don't want to talk about 13 Ultra anymore. Because really, 4000 series is about our 16 Ultra series that we launched last year, right around this time. And it was a crucial launch for us. It was a completely new driver platform, a completely new amplifier platform, completely new DSP. We even, our first smartphone, here's a company that didn't even have a front panel display, and now we not only had our first front panel display, just like that one, but our first ever Bluetooth connected smartphone app, so that you can fully control every aspect of the subwoofer from any place within Bluetooth range. No need for line of sight. And if you didn't want to do all kinds of control aspects, you could do just basic stuff like choose from presets. Thank you, sir.
Trying to. My phone's acting weird.
Well, so when there it is. I was going to say, I'm going to show them your turned off phone. There's the Bluetooth smartphone control app. This allows you to do anything you could possibly want to do to fine adjust the subwoofer, or on the home page of the app, just basic stuff like turn the volume up and down, turn the display off, or choose from one of the presets that we put in there. So 16 Ultra launched. It was our statement about what's possible, and it definitely took the subwoofer world by storm. When we launched 13 Ultra, I think we got a lot of comments along the lines of, wow, this is right there in the conversation with subwoofers that cost 2 and 3 times as much, you know, and in the conversation. And, you know, that was really flattering on a certain level, that our stuff is in the, $15.99 subwoofer is in the conversation with a $4,000 subwoofer or $4,500 subwoofer. I was really proud of that. But we wanted to set the bar higher than that. We wanted to actually make the best subwoofer in the world. And that's what 16 Ultra was all about. And I think, look, I don't want to, sometimes I think I sound arrogant or boastful, and I don't mean to at all. I'm really passionate about this stuff, but I do feel like we did set the bar higher for subwoofers at any price. But they were a higher price range than we had been at before. And we wanted to see, is there a way for us to bring this level of extreme performance to what was a more traditional sweet spot price range for SVS. And that's what 4000 series represents. But you can't do that by taking shortcuts. The good news is, what we had to begin with was the 13.5-inch driver that we had from 13 Ultra, which is an amazing driver. It is capable of moving incredible amounts of air for extreme low frequency extension, but also massive output. But it is able to deliver pinpoint control and accuracy, because nobody wants to just be bombarded by inaccurate bass, right? You want to have a convincing experience. And that driver is totally capable of doing it. And this gave us the opportunity to look at it. It had been out there in people's homes for more than 5 years. We had the ability to look at it, understand it, and make refinements, changes to improve it, and let that be a part of what 13 Ultra used to be. Let's see if we can take it to a different level, which we did. It's quicker, it's capable of more output. The motor's about the same size, but the motor was never an issue. That driver weighs more than 50 pounds, which means it weighs more than most entire subwoofers, including the cabinet. It's capable of incredible output, but always with pinpoint precise control. The breakthrough product, the breakthrough part of 16 Ultra that we were able to bring to the 4000 series, however, was this amplifier platform. And we basically took the exact amplifier platform of 16 Ultra. In the case of 16 Ultra, it was our STA 1500D. That was a 1,500 watt continuous, more than 5,000 watts peak power amplifier. We actually were able to take that same amplifier platform, slightly less power. So this is our STA 1200D sledge amplifier, 1,200 watts of continuous power, more than 4,000 watts of peak power. It's a digital amplifier, which is what you want in a subwoofer. It's a very efficient design, It's very easy on the electrical outlets in your home, but we marry it with MOSFET outputs. Basically what that means is, instead of using an integrated circuit to deliver the current to the driver, we're using massive transistors, MOSFET transistors, that are capable of gobs of current, and that allows us to move tons of air, but also control the driver with total authority. Typically not done in a subwoofer. And in fact, I don't want to make a claim, I'm not positive, but I think we are, if not the first, one of the very first to do that. I made a case that the 16 Ultra amplifier was arguably the most powerful amplifier ever put in a consumer subwoofer. I'm going to make the case that maybe that's the second most powerful amplifier ever to be put in a consumer subwoofer. We marry it, and one of the things we didn't talk as much about with the 16 Ultra launch, because there were so many things to talk about, we had an all-new driver, was the DSP. We use Analog Devices DSP. I don't want to bore you all with a lot of tech talk, other than to say what that this is a super sophisticated DSP that you typically would only see in high-performance, full-range audio products. Nobody has put that in a subwoofer before. And the benefit of that is it allows us to configure the subwoofer with incredible precision. It allows us to basically make the subwoofer interact with the room in an absolutely optimal way. And hopefully you heard that with this demo. What a great subwoofer needs to do is literally take control of the room and deliver, basically not let the room take control of it, but take control of the room and deliver exactly the experience that you're hoping for, the theater level of experience, or maybe even beyond theater level of experience in your home. And we wouldn't be able to do that without the sophistication of the DSP. The DSP also allows us to give lots of configuration options. Some of those are more for the audiophiles among us. But for example, on this PB-16 Ultra, we were never able to optimize the subwoofer for each of its port tuning modes because we didn't have enough digital processing power to do that. Now we have all that digital processing power, so we actually, basically this is 3 separate subwoofers in one box. Each port tuning mode is fully optimized to deliver on its potential. Why would you have different port tuning modes? Basically, it's a trade-off between massive output and incredible low frequency extension. So I don't want to get into the deep details of it, although I'm more than happy to do that after I finish presenting. Just to say, this is 3 amazing subwoofers, not just one, depending on your choices, what you're looking for. If you're looking for the deepest bass and not maybe the nth degree of output, we have that tuning mode. If you're looking for massive amounts of output that just shock you with how much is possible, there's that tuning mode. And then the last thing is, because it's such a sophisticated DSP, it allowed us to do the Bluetooth control app. It's a bidirectional app. It means that you don't need to be line of sight. It can be built into a cabinet, it can be behind a sofa, and you have full control of your subwoofer. It's bidirectional, meaning if I do things from the front panel, the app knows I did it, and vice versa. And then finally, if you don't want to use the smartphone app and you don't want to go up to the front panel, we also give you a credit card remote. So I think all this amounts to a level of technology that, in our opinion, has never been seen anywhere near this price range. Our SB-4000 is $1499.99, I should say, the cents, right? I have to say the cents, which is actually $100 less expensive than the 13 Ultra, and yet it's a massively better subwoofer. That is for our black ash finish, gloss finish. It's the same price as the SB-13 Ultra was, but again, a much more capable subwoofer. The PB-4000 is $1899 in black ash, $1999 in our hand-applied black piano gloss. And then our PC-4000, which won't actually be in country until mid-January, is $1799, and that comes only in one finish, which is our black gloss, and it's a complete redesign. So pretty groundbreaking stuff, right? Want to listen to them again? So what do we got? Are you going to be queuing this up again? Look at you. Do we have to talk some more?
Well, I didn't know.
Let's get the Yamaha guys back. Anybody have any questions? No questions? Have I answered all your questions? Okay. Larry's about to, what are we queuing up, Larry?
Guardians 2.
Okay, so this is a totally new demo. This is Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I think it's a great demo. It's definitely immersive. Let yourself be drawn into it, but don't try to pay attention to not just the sheer amount of bass or the low frequency extension, but how convincing it is and how controlled it is. Because when I come back, I'm going to talk with you about something that I think is really important to understand, which is a subwoofer needs to do 5 things really well to be a great subwoofer, not just 1 or 2. Are you ready, Larry?
I'm ready, sir.
All right.
Hey there, jackass!
Go ahead.
Systems are always concerned that it's good at one particular frequency, and that's what it sounded like in the first demo. Now you showed us a much broader range, which is a much better demo. So
thank you for that. And I wanted to just knock you over with bass, though. Now you're giving me the challenge. I'm going to have to see what we do for. In fact, I'm going to prep you. I'm going to talk briefly because I want everyone to experience the other parts of we have 3 other experience zones here. The next demo can be either an all-new movie demo or one of my tried and true music demos. And actually, when I think of what you said, the music demo will actually show more of the nuances of the subwoofer, and it's actually a great demo. It's one that I won't let go of until I find something better.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, it's not better. So I'm hearing vote for music, but think about it. We'll take a vote. It is a democracy.
Baby Driver is music.
Pardon me?
Is that Baby Driver?
This is kind of music and movie, but
the Baby Driver demo is like my favorite. That's my favorite thing that I've discovered in the past few weeks.
We should do that then.
We can do both, but that means all the other people that are here are not going to be able to. We'll figure it out. Like, we can also just do one after we go to the experience zone. So it's a great demo. Anyway. I'm going to speak briefly because I do want you to be armed no matter what you end up doing in life as far as home theaters go. What makes a great subwoofer? This has nothing to do with SVS. This is just some tools for you to evaluate on the day that you do decide you want to get a new subwoofer. I think a great subwoofer needs to do 5 things really well. And some of them are kind of obvious, but they're not. So,
like the video, we can watch both.
Yeah, if I shut up, you could watch both, right?
No, I'm just saying.
That's actually. I actually thought that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just shut up and play both demos.
Well,
let me do this really fast, and we'll do both demos. Well, go ahead. What'd you?
Your 5-point video. That's what I was saying was a very high.
You want me to? That's what I told.
That's what you were just getting ready to do.
I told my team, why don't we just play the video of me doing that, and I can drink beer over there. But I felt like people might be let down by that. Let me do this really fast, and then we'll do both demos, okay? And we'll do short versions of both. So maybe you should queue up one so they don't have to wait too long. 5 things really well. Number 1, extreme low frequencies. That seems obvious, right? Except it isn't, because in the price ranges where SVS plays, typically subwoofers cannot reach the low frequencies that are in the content. Why does that matter? Well, first of all, what a subwoofer does, it's a purpose-built device designed to deliver bass, right? Captain Obvious. It's delivering bass for all the speakers in the system. But here's the thing. It's delivering bass that's actually below the levels of audibility. It's actually creating bass that you can not only hear, but feel. And even in this giant room with all you folks, hopefully you were actually feeling it in addition to hearing it. And that's really part of the experience. Here's the thing, though. A lot of the subwoofers that play in the price ranges where we play don't have the ability to deliver bass below audibility. So what they do is exaggerate the bass that's at the higher bass frequencies. And what you get is boomy, one-note bass. Exactly what you told me to avoid, sir, right? And so we definitely don't want that because that's not convincing. That doesn't make you feel like you're right there with what's going on in the music or the movie. Second thing, it needs to deliver those low frequencies at whatever volume level that you desire as the listener. That also seems obvious, but remember, a subwoofer is a self-contained ecosystem. It has its own amplifier, and the amplifier is limited to protect the driver. So with a lot of subwoofers that are in the price ranges where we play, as soon as you turn up the home theater, these are passive. They don't have any choice but to play as loud as you want to play them. The subwoofer can make choices and actually limit the output of the amplifier. What happens then is, as soon as you want to really impress your neighbors or anger your neighbors, depending on what thing you're trying to do, the home theater starts playing as loud as you want, but the subwoofer goes, this is all I can do, and there's no more. And the experience that you have as a listener is, where'd all the bass go? SVS subwoofers never do that. We use we use amplifier limiting hardly at all, and you're hearing a subwoofer that's not even breathing hard, and Larry could have cranked it up even more. And you were actually telling me, sir, I think it was almost too much bass, right, in the first demo, which we did on purpose. But the point being, we want, when you're cranking up your home theater is the exact moment when you really want to hear that subwoofer, because that kind of bass puts a smile on your face. And a lot of the subwoofers that play in our price ranges don't have the ability to do that. Third thing, accurate frequency response. You want to have the frequencies, the bass that's supposed to be there in the exact proportion that's supposed to be there and at the frequencies that are supposed to be there. Otherwise, it's not a convincing experience. And that's really what we're aiming for here. Fourth thing, and this is an SVS hallmark, speed in transients, meaning the ability of the subwoofer to stop and start on a dime. When I do this baby driver demo, actually the police demo that we're going to do, we'll do it briefly. You're doing that first. That's going to show you accuracy and frequency response. You're going to hear Sting's bass playing the notes. You're going to hear Stuart Copeland's timpanis, the different ones he uses, and the different timbres that they have, thanks to the subwoofer defining that. In Baby Driver, the demo we're going to do right after, we'll do it immediately after, we'll cue it up, you're going to hear the speed of it. You're going to hear the attack. And that's what speed and transients, only a subwoofer with absolute control over the motion of the driver can deliver on that. Fifth thing, more subtle, but very important, the ability to seamlessly blend with the full range speakers, because nobody wants to hear a subwoofer or a subwoofer and speakers. They want a total experience, and you want it to be convincing. You want to be able to surrender yourself in the room to the content, to whatever's going on, whether it's music, movies, gaming, streaming TV, whatever thing it is, surrender yourself to it and almost let yourself believe that what's going on screen is really happening. So I'm going to stop talking and let Larry do this, and I'll come back to you in between those two demos. We'll do it really briefly. Thanks, you guys have been a really fun group. This has been fun for me to do. I haven't done one of these in a few months. We actually stopped launching the 16 Ultra only about 3-4 months ago, but I was going through withdrawal not doing these. I love, what SBS is all about, talking to the actual people that might want to own the product. So it's been great for me. I'm going to be here to answer your questions for the rest of the evening, and we'll gather everybody up at the end of the evening. We have some smaller prizes that we'll give away, and then we'll end it with the grand prize. So thanks so much for being so much fun tonight and making me feel welcome. So 2.1 experience zone over there, 5.1 experience zone over there, and music cast experience zone towards the front. Joe. Yeah.